Hi everyone, in this lesson, I will introduce the 8 basic chart styles in FineReport. For different types of chart, the style settings will be quite different. If you want further information, you can reference to our help document. For here, I will use a report and column chart in the building demo as an example to explain. Select the column chart and click Style. Choose Title and check the box of Show Title. We can see some settings for title. We can set the title either by column entering the text or use HTML text. Here we entered a HTML text as an example. We just need to click the button below, use HTML parsing text content, which will automatically identify the HTML language as a title. We can also change the position of the legend. It can be at left, center, or right. Let's change the title back to the normal text, and we can set the style, font, and color of the title. We can make the title italic or bold. We can also set the background color by clicking any of the colors. Of course, we can change the opacity and the rounded corner of the background by entering the number. We can set the display strategy for the title. We can limit the area size of no limitation. We can set the max proportion to 5. Hit preview and take a look at the setting we just made. Next, we will talk about section 2 about the chart legend. Check the box that legend is visible. We can adjust the position of legend. Except the fixed 5 position, we can also choose custom floating position. We can custom the number input, for example 20 for both. And let's take a look at the effects. The legend will be floating in the middle of the chart. Okay, let's change it to the default setting. Similarly, we can set the style, font, color, italic, and bold for the legend as well. We can set the line style and color, as well as the rounded corner. To make the effect obvious, we can set it to be 60. We can set the fill color to be blue and change the opacity to 26. Or we can turn on the shade. The display strategy can set the area size and highlight. The default max proportion is 100. We can change it to 50. And we can turn off the highlight. Let's take a preview of the effects. Next, we will talk about section 3, chart labels. Check the box that use label. We can edit the text of label by using common or custom. Same as title, we can also use HTML parsing text content and set a custom width and height. Under common, we can check what we need to display in the label. For example, we just select all and cancel 2 of those to take a look at the effect. We can set the format for label. For example, we select numbers. We can set the position for chart label. It can be automatic, inside, outside, or center. We can see the change on the chart on the left. If there is overlapping, we can turn on the adjustment. We can choose custom for character. Choose the style, font, and change the color for it. For here, we will make the font a little bit smaller to be 6. Let's take a preview of what we just changed to the label. Next, I will talk about Section 4, about the chart series. Click on Series. We can change the gradient to Auto, Custom, or Turn off. For the Auto, we can choose the custom combinations. FineReport has a bunch of built-in custom combinations that we can use it directly, or we can custom our own. For the fixed column width, when we choose Yes, the default value is 0. We can adjust by click on the right arrow button or just enter the number we want. For example, I changed the fixed column width to 40, and we can take a look at the change on the chart. Based on our demands, we can also adjust the series interval and category interval. We can see the change on the left. Of course, we can fill the column with image, which I will not do further explanation. We can also set the border including the line style, color, rounded corner. Let's change it to 5 and see the change on the left. For the trend line, which is very popular in chart application, we can custom the name and line style. There are 4 types of fit, and as well as the forecast function. We will not make further explanations. Let's take a preview of the results. Next, I will talk about chart axis. Click on axis, and we will see there is x-axis and y-axis. We can edit both. There are 3 types of axis: category axis, time axis, and value axis. We can take a look at the changes on the left. The axis title is set to be hidden by default. We can display it by entering some content. Of course, we can set the position to be left, right, or center aligned, as well as the font, style, and color. We can make a rotation for the axis. We can display or hide the axis label. If we set it to be display, we can edit the font, style, and color, which is same as before. We can set fixed interval for the axis to be 2. We can see that not all the axis labels are showing. We can set the axis line style by different types or colors. We can also turn on the main or minor tick. We can change the axis label position to be top, bottom, or 0. To display the axis in reverse order, just enable the axis reverse function. We can control the area size max proportion, set to 25. You can set the axis label format to be common or custom. I will use common and select general. Let's take a look at preview of the chart axis. Of course, we can set for y-axis as well. It is pretty similar with the setting as the x-axis. You can edit the position, character, font, style, color, rotation. As well as the label, which is exactly same as setting x-axis. We can also set the interval. When we change it to 2, take a look at the change on the left. Because y-axis is usually used to display the value, we can set maximum or minimum. Also for the line style, color, and turn on the main or minor tick. We can change the axis label position. To display the axis in reverse order, just enable the axis reverse function. Same as for X. We can control the area size and max proportion, set it to 15. You can set the axis label format to be common or custom. I will use common and select number. Of course, you can choose custom and use HTML to set the label. Let's take a look at preview of the chart axis. Then we will talk about the next section, chart data table. Click on Data Table and check the box of Display Data Table, which will display the dataset table that's used for the chart. This section sets the format of the data. We will choose number. We can set the font, style, color for the table. Also, we can set line style and color. Let's change the color to red and take a preview. There will be a data table with style we just designed below the chart. Next, we will talk about the section about chart background. There are two areas, chart area and drawing area. We will first talk about the chart area. We can set the line style so that there will be a border of the chart. We can also change the color and the rounded corner. For the background, we can pick pink and change the opacity to 61 and turn on the shade. Then we can set the drawing area by changing the color and line style. We can set the fill color with 69 opacity and turn on the shadow. Also, we add the horizontal and vertical line. The alert line is pretty useful. We can set a specific number for y-axis and change the style, width, and color. We can also add the alert text as a red 1000. There is default interval background and custom interval background we can choose. but we will not set that. Take a preview that includes alert line. Finally, we will talk about Chapter 8, the Chart Tooltip. When we drag the mouse to the column, there will be no prompt appears. After setting up, when we move the mouse to the column, there will be prompt based on our setting. Select Tooltip and check the box of Use Tooltip. For the text, select the part that we need a prompt. Of course, we can use custom to input the HTML. The style can be automatic or custom. We can set up the line style, color, and rounded corner. Also, we can fill the color of blue with the shadow off. We can choose follow mouse as a display strategy. Let's take a preview. And we can see that when we are moving the mouse, the columns will show the corresponding prompt. That's all for today's lesson. Thank you for watching.